Today is August 28th. Welcome on into Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com, brought to you by Munganast St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks of Missouri. I'm Joe Roderick. He is Bob Ramsey. Rammer, Cardinals and Padres look to wrap up their four-game series this afternoon. Cardinals have the opportunity for a series split after their walk-off victory last night. Again, one of those victories that you want to tell yourself that it's going to spark something, but it's fool me enough times this year, and you just stop believing.
Well, you had a couple of guys that continue to play well. Mason Wynn is finishing hot, and obviously it feels like too little too late. But Paul Goldschmidt's starting to be a little more consistent. I don't know how much those things matter. But we'll see. They'll try and build on it day to day. See how they do today, coming out. The Padres are they're fighting for their lives too. That's a really good ball club. So if you can get a split, it would be an accomplishment.
You would put the Padres in that category of fighting for their lives. I mean, they seem to have a pretty good hold on a wild card spot right now.
I didn't mean in or out of the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
But don't you think they want to catch the Dodgers?
Oh, yeah.
Or improve their lie, if you will, and win as many games as they can. They don't want to slip up and let somebody behind them leapfrog them.
Yeah. Right now they sit 3 games back of the Dodgers in the West, 1 game back of the Diamondbacks in the NL wild card, but as they sit right now, they have a 6-game cushion on a playoff spot over the Mets, who sit 4 games back of the Braves. So as it sits right now, Padres are in really good shape entering the month of September.
Yeah, to make the playoffs, but they're going to want to 3 games out behind the Dodgers. That's what they've got their eye on.
Yeah. Cardinals will go tomorrow. They go from facing a 76-win Padres team to a 78-win Yankees team. So the schedule doesn't get much easier for the Cardinals facing the Yankees this weekend. And they will not have Sonny Gray pitching for them this weekend because Sonny Gray is on the mound this afternoon for the game at 1:15 down at Busch Stadium between the Padres and the Cardinals. Michael King on the mound for the Padres, 11-7 on the year with a 3.14 ERA, 174 strikeouts on the year. Sonny Gray 11-9 with a 4.07 ERA and 175 strikeouts. Here are your lineups for the game tonight. This afternoon. Mason Wynn leads off. He's at short. Alec Burleson left. Nolan Arenado at third. Luken Baker DHing. Brendan Donovan at second. Paul Goldschmidt at first. Lars Nootbaar in right. Ivan Herrera behind the plate today. And Victor Scott II out in center field. For the Padres, Luis Arraez is at first, Jurickson Profar in left, Jake Cronenworth at second, Manny Machado at third, Donovan Solano is DHing, Jackson Merrill in center, David Peralta in right, Kyle Higashioka is behind the plate, and Tyler Wade is at short. For the Cardinals, I do like seeing Luken Baker getting these opportunities. It's something that we talked about. We talked about this 2 weeks ago when Jordan Walker was called up. We sat here and we complained about how much he was used and how few at bats he got during his time up. Looks like the Cardinals are not making that mistake with Luken Baker. It's kind of an opportunity to say, okay, hey, you know what? There's a lot of people that thought that you were just a AAA player and you couldn't make it at this level. Here's your month now to prove that to everybody.
I'm sure the Cardinals would tell you what the differences are in the two situations. But as outsiders looking in, it does seem like the two players were handled differently in a similar situation.
Oh, yeah. I would love, just sitting here and spitballing right now, I don't know what the differences would be in those two. I honestly don't get it unless the only thing thinking off the top of my head for something like that, the organization is in a position to where they would move on from Luken Baker a lot faster than they would move on from Jordan Walker. So they don't want Jordan Walker to fail again. They don't care if Luken Baker comes up here and fails. They'll move on from him, and he can go lead another team's AAA organization in home runs next year, where they want Jordan Walker to succeed, and they want to put him in a spot where he's going to have the most success possible, and they don't want to put the pressure on him in a lost season.
Yeah, I think, clearly they upper management wanted Jordan to play every day. Baker's not playing every day, but it feels like he's getting a little bit more opportunity. And maybe it could be simply that he's more of a veteran, meaning he's older. He's been playing pro ball longer than Walker. Let's leave Walker alone and let him play every day at AAA. But if you believe that, then why bring him up? Why not bring Baker up the first time instead of Walker? It's there are a bunch of mixed messages.
Yeah, and on top of that, they're putting Luken Baker right there in the middle of the lineup too, where Jordan Walker was batting,
Seventh, eighth.
Yeah, 7th, 8th. He's right up there. So it is a case of putting him where he can succeed.
Yeah, I agree.
So we will see how that goes. By the way, talking about some of the looking at call-ups from the minor leagues, I think one thing that should be noted is Victor Scott, the second, after he's been called up. The last 7 games for him, 8 hits in the last 22 at bats. That includes the home run. He's hitting .364 in the last 7 days for the Cardinals. So it's been good to see him getting in there and actually hitting the ball, something he didn't do during his first stint, which got him sent down.
And really, much of this next stint, he's just gotten hotter lately, and some people just takes a little bit of time to make that adjustment. I don't know if he's all the way there or not, but it could provide for some interesting competition come next spring.
Yeah, absolutely. So good to see that. Outside of that, you mentioned earlier, Paul Goldschmidt seems to be heating up. I know Ollie talked last night about Nolan Arenado and wanting to prove the haters wrong, that the people that want to see him fail, proving them wrong, and with the walk-off single last night. So a few different cases here of the veteran leadership and guys stepping up, and might be a case of too little too late at this point in the season.
Yeah, I agree with you. And the thing about proving haters wrong, isn't that a tired narrative in sports in general, not just with the Cardinals? Everybody's against us. Nobody picked us to win. We got disrespected. Isn't that tired?
The nobody picked us to win. Yes, that one is usually. I feel like I heard Dave Roberts say something along those lines earlier this season.
Yeah. Come on, man! Everybody picked you to win.
You went out and you got the absolute greatest player in the game, and you were already loaded before that. Shut up. So it's when Tom Brady or the 2024 Dodgers say nobody picked us to win, that's when it's ridiculous. Yes, I think in other cases, maybe it's a little more validated, but not in those. I would say.
Yeah.
Game time.
It's you just love somebody in the media who's comfortable in their position to go, Dave, what are you talking about? In a news conference, it'd be a riot.
Right. Dave, please give me 2 people that didn't pick you guys to win. That didn't pick you guys to win the NL West or go to the NLCS. Give me those names, please.
We'll yank their press credentials.
Game time, 1:15 this afternoon before the Cardinals head to New York for a weekend series against the Yankees. That'd be a fun one to be at this weekend. Yankee Stadium, Cardinals, Yankees. That in August. That would be really fun to be attending Yankee Stadium for those.
Yeah, they still struggled to find a consistent leadoff hitter, to the point I'm almost surprised they didn't copy the Dodgers and just move Soto to leadoff. And I could see that happening before postseason is over. The Dodgers have done well with that, with Ohtani moving to leadoff. But currently the 2, 3, 4 guys, in particular the 2, 3 guys, Soto and Judge, are just off the charts. Stanton has been okay when he's been available. And the other guy who's really stepped up for them, and oddly playing at third base, which I never figured would happen, I just never thought of it, was Jazz Chisholm. He's been a shot in the arm for them.
Yeah. By the way, you mentioned that. So so some of the numbers, by the way, with Shohei this season, so he has already reached 40-40. He has 42. He's at 42 home runs, 42 stolen bases already this season. Of all of the other players in history that have ever had 40-40 years, the highest total for a player in both home runs and stolen bases in a season was Alex Rodriguez in 1998, who hit 42 home runs and stole 46 bases. Shohei very easily could have a good weekend and pass those A-Rod numbers as far as stolen bases go this weekend. Shohei's going to be the first 50-50 guy that we've seen in MLB history.
He's got an excellent chance. I hope he gets it. He's just that kind of a marvelous player with a guy his size that has that kind of bat speed and that kind of foot speed. He's just an amazing, amazing player.
And not to mention, he's doing all of this, and next season he'll start pitching again too. So that's it's just crazy to think about the fact that we are just not seeing him on the mound at all this year either. Doing all of this,
and I hope his arm's okay. You hate for going back to pitching to affect his number of plate appearances and that sort of thing. If I'm the Dodgers, I think long and hard about usage. And what our plan is. That'll be interesting to follow next year.
Absolutely. Until then, we will try to be with you tomorrow, preview Cardinals and Yankees, and take a look at the Bronx Bombers before this weekend. Until then, we are brought to you each and every day by Munganess St. Louis Acura and also Rammer Royal Banks.
Yeah, I'm shifting some things around for me with a couple of car loans. And where do I go? Well, I go right to Royal Banks. I call 314-212-1500. Got to that loan specialist, and we're looking at kind of packaging things and getting the right rates and moving forward. Whatever you need, mortgage, refi, car loans, home equity credit line, Royal Banks is the place for you. Check them out online at royalbanksofmo.com.
He's Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. Talk to you tomorrow right here on Daily Cards Live.
Munganess St. Louis Acura is making room for the 2025 MDX, so that means great deals for you on the 2024 MDX. We have over 100 2024 MDX models in stock, and you get financing as low as 3.9% for up to 60 months. Or you can lease a new MDX for just $559 per month for 36 months. Or get the MDX technology model for just $589 per month for 36 months. Munganess St. Louis Acura, better than ever for you.